Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I wanted to talk about maps in Advanced Warfare, which is something that I'm actually excited about because these maps flow very well and they have verticality that actually works. In previous Call of Duty games, one of the ways to expand map sizes was to make them vertical. We're going to add verticality to our map, we're going to something verticality, and that always made me cringe because that usually just meant more power positions, so that if somebody was, I'm not going to try to say camping, but if they held the window tactically, hopefully defending an objective, there was very little that you could do about them except throw grenades or smokes or just kind of hope to scoot by them without getting shot, because there's no real engagement when they're looking down at you on, we'll say, you know, like real life. However, in this game, because you can double jump and rocket jump and boost jump all over the place, it doesn't matter as much if they're above you. They do have an advantage in that they can look down on you and very little of their body's exposed, whereas all of yours is, and they do get the advantage of being able to engage on you first. However, in maybe less than a second, I can double jump and then boost up to the same level that they're at and continue the engagement. It's not always an instant death. I can kind of go to their level and fight them. We can have a multi-story gunfight, and it works pretty well. On top of that, most of the maps are 3-lane maps, or I think Ascend, not Ascend, this map is Ascend, this is definitely a 3-lane map. This one was my favorite amongst them all. I think Uplink was more of a 4-lane map. However, most of them are 3. You have, in this one we have a left, a middle, and a right. The right side is the one I'm working on right now. It's the more clustery SMG-oriented one, whereas the middle side is definitely set up for assault rifles, long range. It's very open, very long sight lines, and the left side is really more of a shotgun area. It's close quarters, but a lot of windy corners, so you can kind of boost around and shoot people. However, each side also has a level to it. So the right side over here where I'm fighting it out, I'm actually on the top level. It has a basement sort of skywalk down there that I use later on in this gameplay to run the flag. I don't know if I'll be able to show that or not. I've got embargo times or whatever. The middle level is essentially just flat. My bad, the middle lane is just flat. It's got pretty much one level, and that's the, maybe if you count those stairs and bridge or whatever, but that's not a big deal. However, the far left side has 2 levels. It's got an underwalk and an overwalk, so you have to go up occasionally to knock people out, and both areas around the flag are 3 levels, but 3 levels at the exact height that you can double jump and boost jump to. So despite all of the verticality and the movement and the craziness, the maps are essentially 3 or 4-lane maps with some consideration for levels, so that you're not kind of like, that was one of the things that people complained about in Black Ops 2, even though they then whined about it not being there in Ghost, is that with the laned maps, if you control a lane, you can really control the choke points and control the game, and it made people really tough to knock out of power positions compared to Ghost, where it was very open, we'll say realistic, complicated maps with tons of flank routes and that sort of stuff. And while that meant that people couldn't lock down power positions, it also meant that there were lots of weird places to hide and that you could never be secured. This game is closer to Black Ops 2, however the new movement allows you to kind of boost around and be able to re-engage people on power positions, which is a good thing, I would say. And of all the maps I played, I think I already mentioned it, Ascend here is my favorite one. It's a pretty map. I kind of like the futuristic theme to it. We're fighting inside of a space elevator, which if you don't know, you should totally look it up. It's a cool engineering concept, and I'm glad they chose it for CTF because it works really, really well for that. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful, and if you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.